Zazie and the Metro, Zazie Dan's Le Metro. Um, Louis Malle film from 1960. This film has so much energy. This film is just nonstop. Oh my god, it's one of the most wild films I've ever seen. Um, and a wildly kind film, I would say. This film has a lot of sensitivities. I think remarkably, Louis Malle is able to have the same kind of childlike anarchy and the sensitivities that comes along with the childlike anarchy that that's necessary for this kind of film. I think, like I said, yeah. That's right. You're a cult boyfriend. You did it. You nailed it. Woo. Okay, Louis Malle actually this is a great example of childlike anarchy and the childlike sensitivity that comes with childlike anarchy. That's exactly what Zazie Dans Le Metro is. It reminds me a lot of Jean Vigo. Um, I really have never said that for any other filmmaker. I love Jean Vigo. Really early on in this channel's history, I covered a lot of him because he's one of the most remarkable filmmakers that ever lived, and only made such a limited amount of material. But my God, the experimental qualities that Maul employs in Zazie Dans Le Metro reminds me so much of Propos de Nice. And I mean, I've said anarchy several times. Jean Vigo is probably the greatest anarchist filmmaker that ever existed. Provided us with the best anarchist film in history with Zero for Conduct. And this reminds me so much of Zero for Conduct. It doesn't have the same sort of soul that Jean Vigo imbibed Zero for Conduct with, like that kind of effortless amount of soul and see, just thinking about Jean Vigo makes me go teary-eyed at his beautiful, beautiful anarchy on film. This film does not have that sort of power, but it feels like Zero for Conduct, it feels like La Talente, and it feels like a Propos de Nice. And yeah, I've never said that about any other filmmaker, so that does make Zazie Dans Le Metro very, very important and very significant. I think it's a wild film. And it's my favorite Louis Malle film, but I'm also not the greatest fan of Louis Malle. I don't hate him or anything. He's one of those guys who I understand the admiration and respect for him among film communities, and as history has seen fit to judge him with, I understand it. He's just never clicked with me. It's never I've never been in a situation or had that moment of, oh, I get it, because Louis Malle isn't entirely there for me. There's a lot of childlike sensitivity, there's a lot of childlike anarchy, but I was reading a critique of the film, and no, I don't remember who wrote the critique, my apologies, but someone said, it's like so experimental and daring, and it's like a jubilee of excitement, it's wild. It's a wild, exciting, experimental, albeit soulless film that's worthy for consideration. And the albeit soulless part really got to me. Because he might be right. A lot of times when this film is really experimental, it doesn't go that extra Jean Vigo leap. It doesn't go the extra step of not natural, because that's not the correct word. I'm not really sure that word belongs within the anarchist cinematic framing. But just I'm it's not as if the film was supposed to justify its own existence, but its form was supposed to feel true or entirely resisting. Maul doesn't exactly subscribe to soulful qualities when he made Zazie Dance La Metro. It's not saying it's not touching ever. It is touching, but it's far more on the postmodern side of anarchy than on the visceral, emotional, and stylistic side of anarchy that Jean Vigo was a master of. And it's definitely a film I would enjoy more if I spoke French as well, because the book that it's based on is one of the most like highly regarded comedic French books ever written. Made the whole of France laugh, and I mean, apparently it's like it kind of deconstructs the machinations of the French language. You know, it's like it's a French novel that it's the funniest French novel written about all things French, and that includes the French language. And I mean, props to whoever translated the film into English subtitles here, because like a large part of that was translated over. It's just you're definitely missing the nuances or the qualities or the real sting of the punchline of these kind of linguistic acrobatic jokes that I'm sure Maul is trying to pull that just don't come off when you're actually like reading subtitles. So, I mean, it's definitely a very, very, very French film. It's a very, very, very wild and energetic and fierce film. But it's a film that really doesn't have a soul. It has sensitivities. Like it makes you think that there is something soulful beneath it, but there really isn't. It's like Maul is making gestures, but the anarchic gestures are undermined by by the soulless trappings beneath it. It's a good movie. I think it's like really great, and I would show it to people because it's highly entertaining. It's like the Looney Tunes, but anarchic, or more anarchic, because Looney Tunes is pretty fucking out there. But I would show it to people because it is a really entertaining and exciting film. Um, but it's not a film that you see. I'm not even sure if Louis Malle would like to be touching, but part of me really thinks he does want to be touching through this child actor who is very good in here, and like her smile is like it really just lights up the film and probably lights up the fireflies inside of your inner child inside. Probably does that for the audience, but at the same time, um, there's nothing more to it than that. Um, Louis Malle really Louis Malle is a good pupil of Jean Vigo. It's just that he doesn't really have a grasp of the philosophy of Jean Vigo. The effortless philosophy that didn't even feel like ideology. It felt like a vacancy of ideology, and that felt like the truth. Because when you're stripped of ideology, you're stripped of philosophy. You are only left with what is soulful, and what is truly soulful is truly anarchic. Anarchy belongs to the soul. It does not belong to ideology or experimentation, framing, form, composition, narrative, linguistics. It doesn't belong to that. Anarchy is just a method of tearing those things apart, but you have to get to the soul that's inside of it, because that's the thing that is unalterably fucking anarchy. And Louis Malle does not express like an understanding of that, but neither does the film have to. It's just if you're using the language of Jean Vigo, which is the cinematic language of French anarchy, then maybe imbibe the film with a little bit more soul and a little less sensitivity, because there is like an interesting distinction there and a demarcation that should be investigated more. But it's definitely a great film. It's definitely very entertaining, and I definitely don't have the energy necessary to truly talk about this film, which is so energetic. It's maddening. Good movie. Thank you for watching my video. I'm your cult boyfriend, and I'm gonna drink some fucking coffee, I guess. Wake the fuck up. Yeesh. Oh. The child actor is really fucking good now. And I like that I think she became a teacher, the actress, and never acted again. Thank God. Movie industry tends to corrupt, and she seems so incorruptible. Um, since it is a French book and a French film, there are like weird sexual asides and remarks involving this character, the little girl, that you just have to cringe at. It's like, oh, come on, man, come on, you fucking French pieces of shit. Like, let's just keep this thing good and pure and nice. You know, don't make a plea for my sensitivities and then try to add that to it. Kind of corrupts the sensitivity and definitely defeats the purpose of soul. Thank you for watching.